ever so much, Trevor, for joining us as well. So that's, as it were, the other side of that bit of the story. And I've also got George Speed joining us now. George, hello. Now, is it true that you nearly were Billy Casper?
Yes, that's true.
How close did you get?
About an inch away.
What happened?
Well, Dave Bradley must have been a better actor than me.
He was thinner than you, I think,
Yeah,
isn't he, looking at the picture?
a lot thinner.
Yeah. But you would have got the part. What do you feel about that now?
Well, good luck to David. That's all I can say, isn't it?
What did the film do for you?
It was a great experience. And, well, I enjoyed doing it. It was fantastic.
Has it made you into a film star for the rest of your life?
No, not really. I didn't get nothing after that.
Didn't you? So how much did you get paid for it in total?
Worked out roughly about £170.
Did it?
Yeah. For a lot of money in them days.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you get recognised?
Yes, plenty of times.
Still?
Yeah.
So you can't have changed much these 35 years then?
I've got a few bags under my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 52.
And was the experience, we've heard that for Martin the experience wasn't necessarily all joy, that even for Di Bradley it didn't bring kind of absolute ecstasy. What about you? Look back on it thinking this did me good, it was marvellous?
Yes, well, when we finished filming, I thought that were it, we're all over, and we got a telegram on Friday afternoon. We're to be at Doncaster railway station for 6 o'clock. We were going down London to do sound dubbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was working at R.T. Willis's at the time, and my mother come up to work, and told me that telegram had come. I had to get down home, change, and get to Doncaster as soon as I could.
And you went?
Yeah.
And what happened?
We got to London, and roughly about 10:30, 11 o'clock, met this, I forgot the lady who met us, took us to this hotel, and then we had a stroll around London. We got to bed about 4 o'clock in the morning, and we had to be at studio for 8.
Mm-hmm.
And we were done roughly for about 10 o'clock. And then Tony Garnett took us back to his place. We watched FA Cup final and then come back home. Man City versus Leicester.
Was it a new one?
Man City 1-0.
Can you remember, George, your line at the moment when the teacher instructs Casper to stand and tell a story, and you chip in, this is from Simon's book, with your hand raised, and you say...
he's got this bird, sir. He's mad over it. He thinks nothing else of it. He's crackers over it.
And Casper returns and says, "Better than thee any road."
That's it.
You're almost word perfect, George. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, listen, Simon, what a lot of joy and fun and games in the book.
Definitely, and this was the experience I had speaking to everybody. And as I say, Trevor was superb. Trevor Hesketh, he's helped me out tremendously with all the research and tracking other people down. And George, you've just heard there as well. And this was the spirit of the book. And although we've mentioned about some of the negative sides, which probably came in actually, I think, as I must reiterate, it was actually later. I think that probably look at those images, and sometimes we can do that, ponder back on life. But there's highs and lows, I think, are all in the book, and that's what makes it.
And is it true, I think I've learned this from your book for the first time, that Barry Hines' brother, and it's a story about two brothers, isn't it, and Kestrels, Barry Hines' brother is his brother?
Yes, Richard Hines, who was a great falconer. I mean, although he was, I think they were both brothers were very interested in nature, and Barry actually talked about his brother, and Richard actually came on board quite late. I think I was penning the last draft towards the end of the last chapter, and it was great to talk to Richard because it sort of put everything in perspective where with his falconry side, which I didn't know a tremendous amount about, and I found that encapsulating.
And he's ended up an academic, hasn't he?
Yes, his background was very close to Billy Casper. When you look at his failed 11 plus, the school he went to was very similar to the one put forward by Barry Hines in the novel and also the film, and yet he turned his life around. A fantastic achievement through no really academic skills when he was actually leaving school, and when he left school, and then he turned it round, and obviously now he's at Sheffield
Life After Kes, and Barry Hines is still writing books, and the book is by Simon Golding, and it's available.
It's actually the places you can get it, because we're raising some money for Edwin Shearing's school at Carlton Road. Do you want me to give the numbers out?
Quickly if you can do it.
The number there is 01226 205 571.
If people ring our action line, we'll pass it that way. Thank you ever so much for coming in, Simon, and thanks to all the people who've rung. Even if you didn't get through, thank you. The story of life after Kes.